With a phone call, the charade was ended. The chest of secrets finally upended. This marriage that thrust us all together had always only been tenuously tethered. Years of strife, often attributed to the trouble of raising me, had broken down the family into rubble. Their satisfaction lacking within had been found without, and now there were facts to back up long-held doubt. There was talk of relief, that we'd move on and be free, but the truth revealed unleashed only bitterness on me. I had long lived the pattern of never good enough to please. Now I saw the proof with dotted I's and crossed T's. I'd not lived up to all their expectations. Could my failure have added to their personal temptations? If I'd done better in being their daughter, would this union have been less susceptible to slaughter? Even though the betrayal had not come by my own hands, a girl so young carries with and lives into the truth she understands. But these questions and fears I buried beneath like stones. There was no room for my battle in this pain-occupied home. How was I to share how my own heart was breaking? All comfort, it seemed, was only theirs for the taking. Instead, I had to be strong for the ones I longed to lean upon. It was a bend that broke in a heart so young. My only recourse was to hide away, flee. When you're told enough that you're a burden, you go elsewhere with need. In my retreat, I found a boy who promised that life could still be whole. He showered warm words and wrapped warm arms to comfort my body and soul. Those moments I had longed for, the simplest of tasks, with him became like magic, and I believed it would last. Suddenly, all the ways I had fallen short before were praised, exalted, requested for more. And as he kept asking, I greedily agreed. In wonder, I failed to realize his own greed for me. He was thirsty, and so was I, but not for the same thing. His thirst would be sated in moments. Mine would continue to sting. Yet, with intoxicating safety, he'd whisper his approval, and the look in his eyes didn't invite refusal. I found a new pattern, giving myself, and in return, gain the acceptance and love I'd so early failed to learn. If I could just live up to his expectations, I'd have a life free from lonely vexations. I'd do whatever it would take to maintain this relief. I had nothing left to stand on. I was crumbled stones beneath. At times, it felt as if my arms might separate from my shoulders. Those crumbling stones weighted like boulders. But an embrace, a word that confirmed my place in his heart, was enough to keep me from falling apart. But then, with a phone call, The stones were turned to dust. He was a liar, and I had no one left to trust. Right then, I should have stood up for myself, sent him away, even shouted. But the dust within my heart made my vision clouded. Even when betrayal stared directly in my face, I couldn't let the blame fall into its proper place. And so began anew the growing wall within my soul. The stones of guilt and hurt and loss were all I had to hold.
Still seeing someone else?
What? What kind of? That's the first thing you ask me. Am I seeing? I don't need no shit like this, man. You wild for that? What the hell? That's why I'm leaving.
AJ! AJ! AJ!